Hello, everyone. Marcus J. Butler here,
Carol R. Butler.
and we are Team Butler, the
Yes.
Butlers. And if you've watched our last video, we talked about before the ring, what to do, and we gave you guys three key points, which were get premarital counseling, ask the right questions, and be equally yoked. If you don't know what I'm talking about, stop right now, go back, watch that video. And so now that you watched that video, here we are again. And we want to talk to you now about, okay, honeymoon's over,
Now what?
now what? Real life begins. So you're going to have a honeymoon phase. It lasts about a year or so. And everything is still lovely, hunky dory. And everything is so sweet. But then after a while, you begin to experience real life with your spouse. And so what happens next? One would be continue counseling. Continue counseling. As
Definitely.
we said in our last video, premarital counseling is super important. And after you get married, doesn't mean that you should stop getting counseling. Don't wait until you have problems
Yes.
to say, hey, let's get counseling. Let's get counseling now. Carol and I, we get counseling during the marriage. We had friends and families and people who we trusted and who were unbiased,
Right.
who we can get counseling from.
Unbiased.
Pastors, groups that we went to.
Right.
Get counseling. If I can't say this enough times, continue counseling throughout your marriage, because you're going to come up as you grow in your marriage, the person that you married is going to change years down the road. So I'm not married to the same Carol that I married 12 years ago, and
Right.
she's not married to the same Marcus. My views change,
Right.
my beliefs change, the way that I handle things change.
We matured.
I'm matured.
We matured. Exactly.
And so you have to keep getting counseling, especially when it comes to finances and marriage and parenting and just being accountable to one another, which goes into our second point, which is
Having accountability partners. So this is huge, very, very huge, because for one, when you have accountability partners, what you're looking for though in your accountability partner is someone that is on the same wavelength as you are or higher. And so as believers, accountability partners for us would be other couples that are believers. And now we're in the season of parenthood. So now we have other couples that are parents as well, other married couples and believers. And also, when we were newly married, we had a older couple that was accountability partner for us. Yes.
So
Saving grace.
I'm glad you mentioned that. So one is getting an accountability partner who is equally yoked with you, who will hold you accountable to a higher standard. Don't get a person who is gonna be, hey man, come hang out with me and do this. Get a person who is going to help you be accountable to the things that don't always
Right.
feel good, but you know you should do them.
Right.
And then when she said an older couple, that is so important. So we first got married and we got attracted to all these older couples. We tried to get
I know.
connected with younger people our age, and
Right.
for whatever reason, it just never happened. We didn't connect, but we connected with the older ones. And I tell you, if you can do anything,
Oh yeah.
get connected
Oh,
with the
yeah.
older couple who has wisdom, who has gone through the stuff, and
Right.
who could help counsel you guys, because we got with them and they counseled us. And
Oh, yeah.
and one guy, he told me the best thing you can do for your marriage is to smile at your wife and say yes, dear. Now there's a lot more that you had to do, but that was really wisdom, because as a man, sometimes pride gets in the way, and you don't want to let go of that pride, or as a person, period.
Right.
You may not want to let go of that pride, and so you have to let it go of your pride. I learned that I had to apologize for stuff that I didn't even feel like
Oh, yeah.
I did wrong. I'm like, why am I apologizing? But as the husband, you are the house bander. You band that house together. And I know there's a saying, happy wife, happy life, which is true. But the husband keeps it together.
Right. And I actually don't really like that phrase, happy wife, happy life, because then it just is like all about the wife. What about the husband too?
Yeah, what about the husband?
And so, like, I like
what about
to
the
say,
husband?
hey, why don't we just both be selfless for the other person and try to make each other happy?
100.
That sounds like a happy home.
Marriage, and I apologize for cutting you off. Marriage is not 50-50. Don't listen
Right.
to that.
Oh, no, no,
Don't
no.
let anybody tell you that marriage is 50-50, because if you're putting in 50 and she's
Only
putting
half.
in 50, I'm putting in half of myself. Marriage is 100-100. I need to put in 100%
Oh, yeah.
of myself, and she needs to be putting in 100% of herself, because if you come into a marriage with only 50-50 looking for a way out, you're going to find it.
Oh, yeah.
So you come into your marriage 100%, not looking for other options. But if you have an issue, if you have a problem,
You work it out.
work that thing out.
Work
And
it
that's,
out.
if I don't tell you anything else, you work it out.
And they'll go run into friends and family,
Mom and dad
telling
do
all
that.
your business.
Don't do that, because
Don't
they
do that.
won't let it go. They'll be like, oh, that, whatever.
Right.
Yeah, he did this. When you have already let it go. So,
Right.
all right, 3. So, recap. 1, continue counseling. 2, get an accountability partner. And 3,
Yes.
date nights.
Date night. So what we started at the beginning of our marriage, we set a date and we chose Friday nights after work. And we don't deviate. Like, nothing can stop that date from happening. Only emergencies. Like, no other person, no other engagement. If a friend came into town, Friday nights was Marcus and Carol date night. Anything else, we had to do it on another night.
And your date nights are going to be really imperative, especially when you begin to have kids. So don't think that your date nights have to look the same as they
Right.
did when you first got married.
Right, 'cause
Sometimes
ours, mm-mm.
you can have an in-house date night. Put the kids to sleep
Yep.
and just be
Put on a
creative
movie,
and have date at home. But it should be
eat
time where you
desserts,
eat
and
dessert,
talk.
where you
You're
talk
supposed
to
to be
one another
talking to each other.
and just continue to court one another,
Right.
to love one another. So
Right.
recap. Continue counseling. Have an accountability partner who is going to keep you
Partners.
who will keep you accountable,
Right.
and have a date night. I know we were going to do 3, but guess what? We have a bonus for you guys. Right?
Bonus.
So the 4th thing, honeymoon's over. Now what do I do?
You continue to have a great sex life.
Have plenty of sex.
Yes. And be creative.
And I'm not just saying that because because I'm a guy and I want to have a lot of sex. Have plenty of sex.
And be
Why?
creative.
and be creative. Why? Because as you two unite, and as you're focusing on Christ, as we said in our last video,
Right.
there's a scripture. It says, the husband will leave his father and his mother, and he will cleave to his wife, and the two will become one flesh. As you become one flesh, the male version and the female version unite, and we are made in the image and likeness of God.
Right.
And as we two unite and become one flesh, we become more like Christ in that way. Also, as you satisfy each other physically, you come closer and create a tighter bond with one another, and you get closer to God, and you don't have all those anger issues as much. So recap again: continue counseling, have accountability partners, have a date night, have plenty of sex and have it often. Be creative.
And don't pressure, but be creative, and make sure you're both on the same wavelength with that.
Yeah.
All right. Like, share, comment, and look forward to the next
Enjoy it.
video.
Enjoy it. Sex is great. I'm telling you, sex is amazing. It's great.
All right, guys.
You'll like it.
Yes,
If
yes.
you're married.
Until next
it's-
time.